All right, welcome back to another episode of Asset Coach and Tax Strategist. If you're a subscriber, thanks so much for subscribing. If you like this content, give us a thumbs up. Go check out our other videos and content, and add some comments and maybe some content that you'd like to hear about. We're really just here to kind of give more of read between the lines, so to speak, in articles and some of the things that are going on in current events, how those things affect us, and really kind of the baseline as to what I call our economic termites. And I wrote a book called Economic Termites. You can see a link down in the subscription that talks about taxes as a termite. Before we dive into a termite, we know what a termite is, right? We know when we have termites, the damage has been done. So economically, we have that as well. So taxes, right, is a termite, an economic inflation. So we've talked about these things extensively over the last 4 years or so. Time, that how to buy back time when you have taxes, inflation eating away at your wealth. So that time, it's the only commodity that we can't get back, right? And then the last one is what I consider really our kind of queen termite, so to speak, and that's laws and regulations. That's our politicians making decisions that affect our livelihood. And so that's really what we're talking about here in our channel. And so today we're going to continue a conversation that we've had on multiple times about BRICS, about de-dollarization, and the of all of that, the stupidity of it. And I've been very vocal, at least on this channel. So if you're a subscriber, you've heard my vocalization on this, of what BS it is, that it won't work. Not because I believe the dollar, the US, yeah, I'm American. I believe that, we are a superpower and we do have a responsibility. And I do also believe that we've been dishonest and not fair with some of our dealings with some other countries that may not have deserved some of the things that we have done or not done or followed through with. But the same is true in reciprocation. Okay. And so this whole BRICS thing is to create this de-dollarization to eliminate the dollar as a singular currency to support the world economic and the economy. And this is really biting the hand that feeds you, essentially. Not that we're like this amazing, holier than thou country. Absolutely, we have our issues. We all know that. But at the end of the day, since World War II to now, we have done a great job of leading the world into a global economy, and we've created various pacts, and we've inserted ourselves in certain organizations to help with this. And now all those organizations are turning on us, and because at the end of the day, sometimes because we just weren't being good either. Right. And I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying we've been perfect at all. And more is coming out. Thank goodness that you and I, as the average American, average citizen, we look at things and we're like, this doesn't pass the smell test. And it hasn't. And it's coming out. Thank goodness. Because we now have a leadership, right? Whether you like Donald Trump personally, whether you like him as a businessman, whether you like him as a politician or not, I don't care. What I do care about is that he's leading the country and the world by looking after our interests. Okay? And so that is what we want. None of this double speak, okay? Which is what we be getting with a lot of our politicians on both sides of the aisle. And something has to stop, because it's you and I as the citizens, the 340 million of us that are being used, and enough is enough. So let's talk about this whole de-dollarization crap and see what this looks like. All right, so fun stuff. So the first article was in Yahoo, December 2nd, 2024. And I've talked about the BRICS and de-dollarization in other episodes as well. So here we go. Trump hasn't even been sworn in. This is December 2nd. Trump's, before he's even sworn in, says, I'm going to pose 100% tariffs on these countries if they support or create a new currency to rival the US dollar. Not because the US dollar is or we are the best, but because we are the leader and it will upset the world economy. By doing this, it creates instability. And when you look at some of these nations that are part of this BRICS, they thrive on instability because all they care about, some of these, is power. Okay? And that is a problem. If you're a Christian in the Bible, you know that that's a problem. We've seen it's spoken about quite a bit. Raising questions about the future of global trade and economic stability. There we go. In this article, we delve into the significance of BRICS group, blah, blah, blah. Trump's tariff strategy. These tariffs are a negotiation. It's a negotiation. I'm going to show you some examples, such as, oh, that's right, Canada and Mexico. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit more. So who's part of this? Well, here's the nations that are part of it. BRICS countries and their GDP. Well, we know China is going to be part of this. Okay, China doesn't like what we've been doing over the last decade. We've been pulling out of China. We've been reducing, and since the pandemic to now, we've accelerated that. And what's happening to their economy? By the way, our GDP in the United States only needs to grow by 3%, and we have a thriving economy. Their GDP needs to be growing by double digits, like 12 to 15% for them to have a stable growing economy. If it's not doing that, why? Because the way they've structured things as a communist country, they try to emulate capitalism with the strong arm, the strong hand. And that's what communism does. It's about power and control. Capitalism's not about power and control. Capitalism's about the flow of cash. It's about you and I. It's about what you and I as consumers control. And that's why China has been dwindling. Because, by the way, all these countries here, their economies thrive because of our ability to consume. You and I, as taxpayers, as Americans, we consume. And the moment we slow down consuming in a particular area, it's going to cause their economy to go down. It is a world economy. We've structured this to where all countries have the ability to thrive and grow if they want to be part of this pack. So we created a lot of different world organizations that have all turned on us, right or wrong, either way, does not matter. And now they all expect that there shouldn't be any consequences to that. Okay? If you have a significant other that treats you badly, do you just accept it? And there's some that do. Or do you react? And we're reacting, okay, to our better interests. India, I think, is kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We're not sure, right? At the end of the day, with India, a lot of their brain trust, their population's coming here. Right? They're coming here. Why? Because we're a horrible country. We're so bad. We're worse than India. So let's go to America? Seriously? The same thing. You can say the same thing about the Chinese. Right? Why are so many of them coming here? They're welcome to be here. As long as they're productive citizens and abide by all the rules and laws that we have. Just right? So Russia, oh, Russia's a bad actor. Well, no, duh. We've been battling Russia for how long, right? Oh, because they're communists. Well, so is China. At least with Putin, he says what he says. He says what he means. You can take his words. Sure, I'm sure there's some other behind the scenes stuff that goes on, but at least with China, I don't trust anything they say. Nothing. At least with Russia, I feel like, we can, if they say something, we go, okay, yeah, it's probably true. It's probably going to happen, right? Because it's been proven. Why? So I think we probably have a lot more in common with Russia than we do China. But they're communists. Okay. All right. Maybe we should figure out a different way of communicating why we don't like Russia. It's too cold. All right. I'll buy that. I don't know. Anyways, Brazil, this is a bit alarming in the sense that we do a lot with Brazil, and this is almost like the hand that feeds you and biting that. And so and they have grown as a great economy. Very, I mean, look at that, almost $2 trillion. Good for them, right? Something else is going on here, a power struggle that's going on here that I'm not sure. Saudi Arabia, I get. UAE, I get, right? They're back and forth, but I think they're probably butthurt because of Trump's first administration, us outproducing them, and us actually creating and producing more oil than them, and we basically told them we don't need you. Oh, by the way, the wells that U.S. companies built for you over the decades, right? You're welcome. And we didn't take over. We didn't absorb you as a 51st and 52nd state or territory, right? We created agreements with you and organization, and this is the thank you, right? But again, there was enough that the U.S. did to cause these countries to say, okay, time out. But do you really think this group could get along? I mean, we didn't even add Iran into this, right? Do you think this group can all sit there and agree on a currency? Really? Well, let's see. Now we have India officially rejects BRICS currency, calls it impossible. This is February 7th, just a couple months later, right? India officially confirmed that they do not support the formation of BRICS currency to challenge the US dollar. The Modi government made it clear that India embraces the US dollar and will use the currency for cross-border transactions. The country will settle payments in local currencies in other developing nations only when it seems fit. The U-turn comes after Trump spared India from tariffs negotiation. And India felt like, this is really not the hill I'm going to die on, right? This whole BRICS thing, yeah, all right. Let's take the I out. It's no longer going to be India. Put Iran in my place as an I. All right. We're gonna head out. Thanks, guys. We appreciate the time, the conversations. It was really lively. So hey, best of luck, guys. We'll see you guys on the other end, right? I mean, I'm not sure what's happening here, but what we also imposed tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China. Why Canada and Mexico? They're our neighbors. How could you? Oh my goodness, they're not gonna like us. They don't like us already. But why is this so important for us as citizens? Because these guys we share borders with, and they have been letting bad actors in. And our friends down in the south in Mexico also have cartels. I haven't really heard about a lot of Canadian cartels. There may be some, but these cartels in Mexico, right? We can't control our borders without the help of the other party that helps the border. It's like a neighbor's your fence is deteriorating between you and your neighbor. Are you just gonna build the fence and leave the old rotting one there and build a new one? Well, the neighbor's gonna tear down the rotting fence, and then you already built the fence. Or are you going to try to negotiate and work with your neighbor to, hey, let's both kick in. I found somebody or blah blah blah. Here's the cost. Let's kick in and build this together because we both need this. But for some reason, these countries charge us tariffs and let bad actors in, and for us to have a leader that says, well, we're just going to do what you're doing. I mean, it's not 100% tariffs. It's a percentage of what they charge us. That's all Trump's saying is that, hey, if you charge us 10%, we're going to charge you 10%. Oh, you charge us 25%, we're going to charge you 25%. That's why Canada and Mexico, the tariffs are 25%, and why China's at 10%. Seems only fair. If you're do it, we'll do it. By the way, why you and I as taxpayers should be upset about this? If we don't collect, these tariffs affect our taxes. We pay income taxes. We have a government that spends like crazy. That's a whole different episode. and what Trump and Elon and Doge is doing. But how in the world can we be upset with this when our leader is trying to protect us? We're the ones that our asses are out there working day to day away from our family, away from our loved ones to earn a dollar. And depending on the amount you make, a percentage of that goes to the local and the federal governments in taxes. We buy goods and services, taxes, all on these goods and services that our country gets taxed on. Yeah. Maybe we should get some financial help. And that's what tariffs are doing. They're creating some financial help. So, and then the last article is after pausing BRICS, Saudi Arabia and so I guess Saudi Arabia said peace out also. So we got to figure out a different S. So let's look at the chart. Okay, so we have let's see here. We have India's out. Saudi Arabia's out. All right, so wow. That's awesome. I mean, who else is going to be out? I would imagine United Emirates will be jumping out. I don't know. I mean, BRICS, the B is Brazil. I don't know. It's pretty important for them to be involved. Russia, India, gone, out. But you could put Iran in there. Okay? We'll put Iran in for the I. C, China. S, South Africa. So, I don't know. It's not looking good in my opinion, which is great. I think it's I think for them to try to figure something out. I think maybe they should just come to the table and start negotiating, having conversations, and work this out rather than acting like a child. But now, let's say, is this a reaction to what we did as the United States? Yes. So we also need to correct our actions and make sure that what we're doing is right as well. And I think by having a leader looking after our interests, we may not agree with our role as the U.S. in this world, but at the end of the day, you and I are just a cog in this whole wheel. There's much more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about that is coming out that, wow, wish we knew about this. Imagine if all those billions of dollars that the Doge is starting to uncover, those tax dollars, came back to you and I as citizens, went into a surplus. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. And then what if with the tariffs, percentage to percentage, another country's going to charge us 10%, we'll charge them 10%. And what if those tariffs made up the difference and our actual taxes went down 15, 20% each taxpayer? Would you be upset with that? How dare he? That's what he's trying to do, by the way. Give you a better lifestyle, give you better, let all your hard work actually help benefit you and the country, not just the country and other countries like it's been. So anyways, all my opinion. Hey, if you like this content, you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, awesome. Give me a thumbs up because I can tell that you dislike this content with thumbs ups. Add some comments or content in what other content you want to hear about or talk about or whatever. But hey, appreciate you spending some time here. If you didn't subscribe yet, go ahead and feel free to hit that subscribe button. We drop episodes every Thursday. Thank you so much.